Hi, I am Ren Dunning. I am taking computer science and software engineering, and this vlog is going to be about Linux command line interface commands, and it's going to be a little bit of file commands, some beginner file commands, and a little bit of beginner user commands, and that will be our video today. So here I have, on the left, I have my virtual machine where I'm running Linux Ubuntu, and I'm using VMware 17 to run that. It's a hypervisor 2. And then here on the right, I have my engineering notebook where I have my list of commands that I'll be showcasing today in my video. So here we start off with ls. ls will list files in the directory. So we can go ahead and hit an ls. And you can see that we have desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, videos, things like that, things that we would see in a regular file explorer here. And if you look here, we have the same exact ones. Then if we were to open our files and just go to the home page, we have the same exact directories. We have desktop, documents, downloads, and such on. So this is just a different way to list what we have in our directories in the command line instead of in the GUI, the graphical user interface, which is the colorful blurbs that we play around with, and click on. But in the command line interface, this is how you'd see your directories, is by doing ls. To list all files, even hidden files, you can do ls -a. And here you can see we have the regular ones as above, as like desktop, downloads, documents, and then we have these extra guys in here. Next I have pwd, which is print working directory. It shows the directory we are in, and by default, when I have nothing after this $sign right here, that means I'm in the home directory. So I'm in home and then my own username. To change the directory, you can do cd and then the name of the directory you want to go to. So we can go into any one of these directories right here. So we'll go into documents. So you go cd documents, or you can do cd / documents. That works also. So now, because I have that / documents before the $sign, I'm in that directory now. And if I do ls while I'm in this directory, it'll show me what's specifically inside of this. And right now I have nothing specifically inside of documents, so that's why it printed nothing under there and just returned to my command line. If I just want to move up one directory in the directory tree, I can just do a cd space ... and it'll take me one up, which would be my home. To make a directory, I can do mkdir and then the name of the directory that I like to make. So we'll just do an example here, and I'll make one called mp3s, for example. So I did that, and since I got no error message and it returned me to the command line, we can check out if we made that directory correctly with ls. You can see it's right there, mp3s, we made that directory. If I want to clear the terminal, I can just press clear, type clear, and I can restart with a clear workspace. To remove a directory, I can do rm-r, and then the name of the directory, so we'll just take away the one I just made, mp3s. No error message, back to the command line. We can do an ls, and you can see we no longer have the mp3s directory in there. Now we can attempt to rename a directory using mv and then the directory name and then the wanted directory new name. So let's do mv. I'll put videos in here, and I'll change it to mp4. And there you can see we changed our videos directory to an mp4 as the new name. To create a text document, we can do touch and then the name we want. So let's say we just want to create a note, and we'll do .txt. To open a file in its default application, based on its extension, we can do xdg -open, and then we'll do the name. So we'll do note.txt. This should be empty because we just created it, so there shouldn't be anything in here. And there it is. We have note.txt pop up right here, and there's nothing in there. We have our little bar, so we can start typing. There's nothing in there currently. To show file contents in the terminal, we can do cat and then the name of the file, note.txt, in there, right there, it tells us the contents of that note.txt that we just made. We put 2023 in here, and here it will print in the terminal the contents of that text document. If I wanted to show just the first 10 lines of a file, I would use head. Or if I wanted to show the last 10 lines of a file, I would do tail. So since I only have one line in that text document, I'm going to open it again, and it's default application using xdg-open. And I'll add some values so that we have 10 lines instead of just one, so we can view. So here, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and onwards we'll do till 20. Alright, save. Now we'll hit head again. You see the first 10 lines, and then if we did tail note.txt, you will see the last 10 lines. And look at that, last 10 lines. So that will be all of our file commands for today, just a couple of beginner ones. But that is what I have learned so far as file commands. And then if I go to users commands, and I'll clear my terminal here so we have a clear view. Alright, if we do an ID, we can see details about the active users. So here you can see user ID is what this UID stands for, equals 1000, Lauren Dunning. So that's me. I'm user 1000, and then that's where it starts, is at 1000. I'm the first user. And then we have these other random bits about information about the active users. If I do a last, it will show last system logins. So it shows still logged in as far as Lauren Dunning, and that's true because I'm logged in right now. And then it will show previous times I logged in, like a couple days ago, you can see here, and then when I logged out and stuff like that. If you do who, it will display who is currently logged in, so just me. If you do W, it'll show who is logged in and their activity. So, here's me again. I'm the only one logged in. Next, we will add a new user. So we'll do that using superuser or sudo add user, and then the name of the new character. The new user, excuse me. And you cannot have a capital there, so you have to lowercase the first letter. So we'll do that. Enter the new password you want associated with that user, and then you confirm it. It won't look like you're typing it, but it is there. You can skip past this if you wish. Click yes, and there you go. You now have that user. So you can check if you have that person by using compgen-g. That'll show us who exists as our users. You can see it starts here with me, Lauren Dunning, and then we have these other random ones up here. It starts here with Lauren Dunning, and then you can see everything else I've created. I have a user called Batman, Moscow, Pizza. I have a group called Research and Development. I have a group called Marketing, a group called Admin, and there we have our newly added user, Mario. So let's add two more. We're going to call them Zelda and Yoshi. Superuser do, add user. Oh, no capital. Repeat the same process. Next, we're going to add Yoshi. Alright, now that we have those three new characters, do a compgen -g, and you can see we have those three new characters added at the bottom: Mario, Zelda, and Yoshi. To switch users in the terminal to access their directories and files, you can do su and then username. For example, I'll do su and then Batman. I'll enter the password for the Batman account. And then now you can see that I'm inside. Instead of Lauren Dunning at runs Ubuntu, it's Batman at runs Ubuntu. And this way I can do a CD and get out of this Lauren Dunning. I can do an ls, and I'll have different directories and files and such like that than I will on my original Lauren Dunning account. Here you can see there is no new employee list listed, as I did have with my Lauren Dunning account. See, now if we switch back to my regular account, we do a CD to get out of the Batman. I do an ls. Here you can see I have the employee list, and I have this MP4 directory and this note.txt that we made, and this is in the Lauren Dunning. But in the Batman, we can use this SU Batman to see his directories and see his files and see how they're different from mine and how he's a completely different user. To log out of a user, you can use pkill space -u and then the user ID or the username, which I won't do right now just for the sake of keeping the video going. Next, we are going to add a new group using super user do group add, and then the name of the new group, which is social media. We can check to make sure it was correctly created using compgen, and then you can see we have social_media as our new group. We're going to add Yoshi and Zelda into our new social media group. To add a user to a specific group, you can do sudo space usermod space -a capital G, and then the name of the group, and then the name of the user that you want to switch to that group. So we'll do sudo usermod -ag, name of group, which is social media, social_media, and we will add Yoshi first. Next, we're going to use up arrow. We'll bring that same command back and just change this to Zelda. To list the users in a specific group, you can do gentent group, and then the name of the group. And here you can see that we correctly added Yoshi and Zelda to the social_media group. To list all users in groups, you can do just a gentent group with no group name, and it'll show you the different groups that you have, like research and development, marketing, admin, social media. And to delete a user, you can do sudo userdel and then the name of the user. So we'll delete Zelda. And then to check if Zelda is still there, you can see no Zelda now. We have Mario and Yoshi and social_media, but we have no more Zelda. So that is it. That is all of the commands. I'm going to go back over them one last time without the terminal. ID is to see details about the active users. Last is to show last system logins. Who is display who is currently logged in. W is show who is logged in their activity. Sudo add user, and then the username is add a new user. Compgen space -g, list our users and groups we create. SU and username, switch users in the terminal to access the directories and files. pkill -u and the username, logged out of that user. Sudo group add, name of group, add a new group. Sudo usermod space -ag, and then the group name, and then the username adds a user to a specific group. Gentent group, and then the group name lists the users in that specific group. Gentent group lists all users in all groups, and sudo userdel, and then the username deletes a user. Those are all the user commands, and then we go back. Here are the file commands. ls is list files in the directory. lsa -a lists all files, even hidden. pwd, print working directory, shows the directory we are in. cd, directory name changes to the directory specified. cd ... moves up one directory. mkdir, and then the directory name makes a directory. Clears a terminal. rm-r, directory name, removes a directory. mv, file name, and then new file name, renames a directory. Touch file name.ext creates a text document. xdg-open, file name opens a file in its default application based on its extension. Nano file name opens a text file in an editor within terminal. Cat file name shows file contents in the terminal. Head file name shows the first 10 lines, and tail shows the last 10 lines. So those are all of the commands. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one.